This e-learning lesson is going to cover how to bill just one horse. Maybe the customer has asked you for an invoice or they're getting ready to check out. Either way, we'll show you how to bill inactive horses that are not on board and how to bill that horse that is on board. So for this, we'll go to Wise Option. And the first one is going to be the inactive horse that's not on board. And for this example, I'm going to go to the customer. And I'm going to find my customer on here who happens to be inactive. And I'm going to show you that he currently has a $3,000 balance, and the reason is he happened to today send me a check. And for this example, we're going to use that he also sent me his stallion contract with his stud fee and his booking fee. So I can go to the horse list, and this is the horse that I would like to charge on. If I look at her procedures, I can see that I have billed him for both of those. And again, when we looked at his account, it shows that he's got a current balance that he has a credit of $3,000. That's not true because I have the two charges in here that I've added to this mare. Although they've not been billed, he will not be able to see them on an invoice, etc. To do this, I'm going to select this horse. I'm going to go to Billing. And here are my available procedures that I can bill. I'm going to check both of these. If you had a lot, you could simply use this Check All button. And then what I'm going to do is bill, and I can see that the total of the procedures that I've charged are $300, which happens to match his amount that shows a credit, and I'm going to bill. And I can do today's date. So I've created an invoice. The total of that invoice is $3,000. Here's an opportunity to print the bill. On this example, I would choose not to because I'd like to print the summary statement and everything on that example that would show him as having a zero balance with me. If you print at this point, you're also opted to have the summary statement, so either way is okay. I'll say not to print the bill. If I close this, it also says if I've created an invoice, I have to look at the account for this balance to be updated. So that's what I'll do is look in the account. And I can now see that he's got a credit of $3,000 that I put a check in, and he's also got a charge of $3,000. And now those unbilled procedures have been removed, and the credit is gone. So this is exactly what I want to do. And at this point, I can print this out, give him this receipt that shows his booking fee and his stud fee on it, as well as the summary statement, which will show his credit and that he now has no balance with us at all. So that's how you would do it if it was an inactive horse. The next one we're going to look at is an active horse that is on board. If I were to go to billing, of course, the board is not created as a procedure until you actually charge board. And that's what we need to do. So we're going to go into the boarding module. And I'm going to pick my horse. It happens to be Plum Dock. For this example, perhaps she's going to be leaving. So I can do check out, which is the same way we would check out a horse any other time that they were leaving. I'm going to choose to check out and say yes. Today's date is fine, and I'm sure. I can choose to add comments about this if you want, exactly just what it says. I can choose to set her as inactive if I want to. I'm going to say yes for this example. She's been set as inactive. I can remove her neckband at this time if I would like to. I'm not going to do that. And so now she's been charged $108 for board. So now that boarding is also added to the list of procedures we can choose to bill from. The next thing is since she's leaving, we can bill from right here. I'm going to say no so that we can go back to that horse file and see that the board charge has actually been added. So we'll say no. And I'm not going to print the departure report for this example. She's now been checked out, and I can close the boarding module. So now I'm going to go to horse file. And she's now been inactive. I changed her to inactive. Scroll down here and find her. So I can look on the procedures. There's my board procedure right there that's been added. And if I would like to bill her, this is another way. The first time we did it was from the customer, but this is another way you can do it is from the horse file. I'm going to do billing. And so now all of these are added right here that I can choose from to create invoices. So I would add all of these to the invoice. We'll add this one too. And bill from here. Say OK. And so now she's been billed. I can print it from here, or again, I can go to the customer's account and print it. If they have multiple invoices for that period and you want to show them a summary statement, probably a better idea to do it from the customer account. But if this is the only horse that this gentleman has and you want to print out just this invoice and the summary statement, this would be a fine place to do it. I'm going to say no for this example, and close it. We'll close this, and so for today, you've learned how to bill an inactive horse that's not on board by either going to the customer account, refreshing your horse list, and choosing bill, or you can go to the horse file, choose your horse, and select billing. Or we've learned how to bill horses that are on board and to check them out through the boarding module, and then we can either bill again through the boarding module or through the customer or the horse file.